Morning,
No.
Maria.
No, wait.
No?
Today is not a lucky day. Okay, I hear you. Finally.
You can hear me.
Yeah, Andrea,
Okay.
we can have the
Yes,
chat with
I
you.
can hear you. Yes,
That's
morning.
perfect.
Morning.
That's perfect. Good morning to everyone. I say sorry for the inconvenience, but it's something that could happen. You know, we are live, so yeah. So we can just try to restart for all the people connecting. So this is the third webinar. So I say thank you for attending our third webinar. And okay, everyone is looking at us and listening, so you can just write on the chat. So for the people who are connected now, otherwise we need to fix, I don't know what we try to solve this problem. But anyway, it's nice to have you here, despite all the difficulties and you know, the restriction of this moment. And I always thought that, you know, the important things is the desire of being together, and rather than the place and the way. But stop chatting, because we have, you know, few times with this inconvenience, and sit comfortable, because our third webinar is going to begin soon, and I would like to leave the floor to our guest. So now is the turn of Alexander White. Alex is our sales director in the UK branch. So Alex, I leave the floor and the mic to you now that the mic is functioning. So go ahead and describe yourself.
Yeah, good morning. Hopefully everyone can hear me. My name's Alex White, work for Magni in the UK. I've been in the industry for 25 years, which is quite scary when I think about it. But 20 of those years I worked for one of our main competitors, for Manitou. And then 5 years ago, I started working for Magni. My position now is basically everything Magni related in the UK and Ireland. So sales, service, parts, warranty. We are a wholly owned subsidiary of the Magni factory, and we do everything for the UK and Ireland from here.
Okay. So yeah, you're quite in you know, in the industry.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's all I know.
You are an expert. We can call you an expert. So now I leave the floor to Andrea Galimberti. Andrea Galimberti is the training coordinator at Volvo Penta. Volvo Penta is our partner for the engine, for the art of our machine. But Andrea, tell us more about you and your job.
Yes, thank you, Maria. I'm Andrea Galimberti, and I work for Volvo Penta as a trainer coordinator. I am 32 years old, and I work in Volvo since 2018, so more or less quite 3 years. And in my job, I deliver and I create and deliver training for technician, for the Volvo Penta dealer network technician, but also for our customer. For example, Magni is one of our important customers, so we try to find the best solution also related to the training, the competence, and everything that is needed for our customer.
So far we are in good hands. Happy to hear that, Andrea. Thank you. So, but now we can go to the art of our webinar, so we can just start talking about our machine, our Red Beast, Alex. So recently you have sold one of the biggest machine that we have in the world, so the 651 in Ireland. And yeah, that, you know, everyone know that this year we were lucky enough to present at Conexpo our Red Beast, the highest telescopic handler in the world, which is the RTH 651. And you just saw one in the island, so you can just tell us more about this machine, about the customer, for what purpose it was purchased, this machine, the specific application. So if you can just tell us more about this machine, and then we can go in the fold, maybe in the technical fold of this machine, so talking about the advantage, why this machine respect other one that we have in the range. So we can just try to explain better all the advantage that our machine can have compared to the other.
Okay, well, first of all, Maria, I don't like to call it a beast. I like to call it beauty, because beast is the wrong impression.
Okay. Yeah, so, in my previous in the previous webinar, I could that they are sexy enough, our machine, because the red is quite sexy, on a woman. So, but the beast is why, because they are performing, they are strong, and
you're probably going too far now. But anyway, but
okay,
no, we
were call that a beauty, a red beauty.
We were privileged to sell the first machine in Europe. As you say, the machine was presented at Connexpo and then at Bauma. I saw the boom of the machine about 2 years ago at a factory visit with Ricardo, and just from the boom, I knew that we would have a special machine. So the 46 meter was at the time the highest in the world, but we know Magni never stopped. We like to go further and further. So the 51 meter is a brand new machine from the ground up. It's not just a case of taking the 46 meter, adding more counterweight, changing the angle of the boom. It is a brand new machine. And obviously the headline is 51 meters. It's 2 ton to 51 meters. So we're sort of in the capacity of the bigger cranes, the 45, 50 ton cranes. Just go back a slide, actually, if you would. But yeah, there's some other key things, because the machine is really a pick and carry machine as well. So 6 ton to nearly 12 meters, or just over 12 meters. And in fact, 2 ton up to 24 meters. So on wheels, the machine matches our 25 meter roto, even before it puts the stabilizers down. If we then look at the next slide, so with the stabilizers fully deployed, we have 2 ton. 2 ton at 51 meters. But what's impressive, we have 4 ton at 35 meters, which is actually where the market used to be. As you know, Magni were the first company to bring a 35 meter to the market, probably 5 years ago now, and we have gone bigger and bigger and bigger. So the machine was sold into Ireland to our customer Bowles Hire, and the Irish market is a very interesting market, because they're always slightly ahead in terms of they will take a bigger risk, perhaps. And the customer started off with smaller machines in our range. I say smaller, 35, 39s. So big compared to some, right? Big compared to some.
Because we're quite able to the highest, to reach the peak in this sense,
Exactly. And the machine was purchased for a particular application. You don't go out and spend that kind of money if you don't have the application for it. But what was interesting was that when the machine first went to Ireland, it was publicized on social media quite heavily. And actually, because of the power of social media, the customer actually then got 3 other customers involved with the machine. So in fact, it went to 3 other applications before it went to the one it was bought for.
Please, Alex, say it again, the power of the social. I'm very proud of that. I'm really proud of that, because I'm strongly believe that today the power of the social and all this app, the digital, is very, very important. And you just confirmed me that. So I'm very happy to hear that.
Absolutely. If you advertise what you have, you can get a customer for it. So the machine was used actually at full height as well, with a platform, so 51 meters with a working platform, 500 kilo capacity, very, very impressive, bigger than most of the access platforms.
Yeah, it's our standard. It's our standard platform. For the 3 people, it's the one for the 3 people.
But the machine is a Magni at the end of the day, and has all the specification that we are used to. So obviously the screen, but in the cab, we are famous for our cab now. We have the best cab in the business. It's not a secret. We have all the glass, so fantastic visibility. Plus we have all the options you're showing now, the ROPS, the FOPS, the aircon. The fact that a 6'2" driver can put his feet stretched out, it's just fantastic. It's the best cab.
Yeah, it's very ergonomic. I think it's very comfortable for a worker. You need to sit here for an entire day. It's very comfortable at the end of the day. So we just also had ordered the mug holders. So now if you want to keep warm, you can just put your cap in that and put the coffee or the tea. The tea now, we can talk about the tea, Alex. So you can just keep your tea warm enough. And yeah, it's definitely it's like a jewel that we have on our beauty.
Indeed,
so,
indeed.
Yeah.
And the other beauty of the jewel, as you say, is that every cab is the same. So the customer has a range of machines now, and every cab is the same. All the controls are the same. So the operators can go from one machine to the other, and it's very, very simple. We've got on the screen the Magni Combi Touch system, which now is a high definition screen, very, very clear. It's the easiest machine to operate. We demonstrated a machine yesterday to somebody who'd never sat in one. Within 2 minutes, he picked up the controls.
Yeah, because in 5 pages, you can control the entire machine, the 5 page for the RTH machine. So it's very intuitive. And, at the end of the year, there's the plan just to change and to enlarge from an XL, so a 10-inch screen, to a 12-inch screen, so a 2XL touch screen. So it would be much easier to visualize and to display the drive page on the machine. So
yeah, this is true. And since we went to the Linux software, it's very, very fast to go through the screens as well. So it's a lovely, lovely machine to use.
Okay. So I'm happy to hear that you are in love with our beauty, Alex.
I have to be.
So yeah, you have to be, but it's very easy to fall in love with our machine. But okay, thank you, Alex. So now it's the turn of Andrea. So I just try to introduce a little bit, the team of the NG Stage 5, because at the beginning of this year, the law imposed to all the manufacturers to have, for the non-road engine, to have the Stage 5. As in Magni, we immediately follow this law, and we fit in all our ranges the Stage 5 engine. So this is a very hot topic because, both from a commercial and a technical point of view. And in Magni, it was a very considerable plus, because we were able to go. Oh my God, sorry, but I think I have problem with my connection again. Can you hear me? Yeah.
Yes, can hear you.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Okay.
we have been able to play behind the competition and arrive month before our competition. But now, Andrea, so you are the specialist for the engine. So can you talk a little bit about the new that Volvo engine had brought into the market? And I mean, in terms of plus and advantages, talking about pollution and consumption reduction, and how the machine can perform better with your beating heart.
Yes, you are. I agree. You are true. Also for Volvo Penta, the Stage 5 engine range, it's a very nice, very good product. I want to start, if we can, sharing the video, the promotional video about the engine range.
Oh yeah, Andrea, the video on my laptop is is playing. I don't know, you didn't see it, I think. I try again. I say sorry, okay. But now it's working.
It's working, but okay. We have to restart from the.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, but I think
the audio.
It's a very slow. Yeah. I think.
Okay.
Is okay.
No, it's not this one. Back.
Oh my
yes.
God, it's a nightmare. No, it's a nightmare today. I'm so sorry. Okay. I want to. No, non va.
Wait.
Oh my God. Non va. Non va, cavolo. Oh. I think it's a mess today, our connection in Magni, so sorry again. Now it's working?
Yes.
Wow. Block again, that's our connection.
We can just talk.
Okay, it's not a problem. Maybe we can share the video link after getting there. So it's not a problem. However, regarding the Volvo Penta engine stage 5, the stage 5 engines aim for greater efficiency and, of course, pollution reduction and technical innovation. And we're really happy to say that Magni, sooner than other customer, moved to the stage 5 engine range. Last year, Volvo Penta worked really hard on after treatment, but the after treatment system didn't just redesign it. It's not just a question of redesign the after treatment, and it's not just a question of the exhaust system. On the Volvo Penta stage 5, we added several technical improvements, new material, new design. So we changed a lot of components into the engine, and of course also the muffler, also the exhaust system. This new component, this new design, is aimed to improve the engine efficiency, because we say that improve the engine efficiency means also better performance, and when we have better performance, we can choose to have more power or fuel efficiency, and of course when we have fuel efficiency we have also low emission. So we can say that the stage 5 engine try to fix all this topic together, try to mix all this topic together, and push for technical improvement inside the engine and also on the muffler.
Okay, so Andrea was not simply just to align to the law for European law, but it was really a redesign of this engine. So you talk about different implementation in terms of components, and so it was quite an hard job also for you just to align to this new regulation. But just
yes, because when we have for example an old engine, we start with an old engine with an old legislation that maybe was old, but was designed, was think 20 years ago. So we take this engine and year for year we added something and we improve this. But with the stage 5, this was not possible because the legislation was really hard, really tricky. It was a really tricky challenge. So we redesigned totally all the engine and we improved with new material, new technology. For example, the diamond-like carbon surface treatment that we do on the pistons, on the interior components. So it's not just a question to take an old engine and change the muffler. It's a question to redesign totally a new engine in order to have a new material and much more power, but also low emissions.
Okay. You know that in Magni we strongly believe, so that the technological advantage must be aligned and go ahead with the attention to the environment, especially this day. But you can just go into the details and tell us, in what percentage the stage 5 engine, Volvo engine, reduce the emission and the pollution?
Yes, as I said, the stage 5 emission legislation was really tricky. It was a tricky challenge because also the stage 4 engine was quite clear. It was a very clear engine regards NOx emission. But now the stage 5 legislation asked us to clean much more regarding the particulate emission, so the PM10 emission.
Yeah.
And as we can see,
so in this sense, you adopt a particular filter.
Yes, but this is not just a question to add a filter, because yes, you can add a particulate filter in the exhaust as after treatment. But the focus of Volvo Penta was if we improve the fuel consumption and if we improve the engine and we don't produce the pollution, we have not to after treat it. So the focus in the engine 5 was, of course, add something in the exhaust, like a DPF filter, but redesign the fuel system. We worked on several components, like the fuel injector, fuel pump, and also we redesigned the pistons and the combustion chamber in order to optimize the fuel injection. If we optimize the fuel injection and we optimize the fuel consumption, we have not a waste of fuel. And if we have not a waste of fuel, we have not fuel in the exhaust, so we have not pollution that should be after treatment, because we have not fuel inside the muffler. So it's not a question that, okay, take the stage 4 engine and just add the DPF filter. It's a question that if we minimize the fuel consumption, we optimize the engine.
So yeah, so it was not, so simple, because everyone say, okay, but the stage 4 was already a clear engine. And if you go into the detail of this law and legislation and go through the charts, the numbers are quite similar.
Yes, if we look in the charts, starting from the stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, we all not with the legislation focused on the NOx emission. And you can see that in stage 3, for example, stage 3B and stage 4, there was a really hard reduction of the NOx. In the stage 5, the NOx stay more or less similar to the stage 4. This is because regarding the NOx, the engine stage 4 was already really clean. But this year, the legislation reduced a lot the particulate percentage emitted. So we had to redesign the engine and we had to focus on the particulate. And keep attention, because the particulate is not only created due to the fuel. Particulate, it's a little component that we can measure in the exhaust. But for example, we have seen that we have particulate in the air. We have a PM10 already in the air. So the air that is taken from the engine, from the air filter, sometimes we start with air that already contain particulate. So it's not just a question of what my engine creates, but if we start with polluted air, we will have PM10 into the
And this
exhaust.
is quite scaring, Andrea. This is quite scaring.
Yes, because we can't clean more the engine that than it have a intake exhaust that is not clean. So it's quite a strange topic. It's not so easy. It's not so easy. For example, in this case, what we can suggest is regarding the maintenance is keep clean the air filter, change the air filter frequently, because we can have a really good engine, but if the machine work in a polluted area and we have polluted air, we will have much more pollution in the exhaust. So we have to focus also in the maintenance. We have to keep clean the filter. We have to use oil, engine oil that is clear, that is the correct quality of oil with a low soot percentage. So there are a lot of little improvement, but
tips,
together. Yes.
So I just, for everyone, you take notes of this, very useful tips that Andrea is telling us. So the maintenance, the everyday maintenance of the engine is very important, because you can have a stage 5, but if you do not maintain it and treat your engine in the proper way, the level of the engine decrease dramatically. So thank you, Andrea. Grazie, Andrea. But it's your turn again, Andrea. But we everyone know that Volvo is synonymous of quality and powerful solution in the automotive sector. And and in Magni we would like to to choose and to align with that kind of partners. So with that in mind, so with this value, how in Volvo you try to skill and to teach your customer in order to be the best supporter for the engine, so in order to be well prepared for every possible question or every possible damage. So how you skill your customer and your supplier to be well prepared on the market?
So it's a tricky question. Volvo Penta has a really wide service network. So the competence, it's a tricky question, because we had a lot of technicians that must be trained. We have a wide service network worldwide, and several tools that help us to be close to the customer. For example, one or our tools that we use to be closer to the customer is our app, the Dealer Locator. This app is available for Android and iOS system, and our customer can find into the Dealer Locator app all the technician, all the network closer to your machine. Into the Dealer Locator, we can also use the Volvo Penta Action Service. Volvo Penta Action Service is an hotline breakdown, and we can support and give service and support 24 hours and assistance every day. So we try to be closer to the end customer with our tools, and we try to connect the dealer network directly to the final customer. And into the Volvo Penta Action Service, we connect the dealer with the customer, and we try to support as better as we can, and keep the customer updated, because sometimes it's not just a question to fix the machine. Sometimes it's a question to keep the customer updated in order to understand when the customer will restart to use the machine. So if we have some time, if we are waiting for spare parts, we try to keep updated the customer, and the customer can reorganize the work and say, okay, I can do this, I can do another thing.
Yeah, in order to decrease the downtime time. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's a very good point,
we are moving
Andrea.
also in different solution, in connected solution, but this is the near future, the near challenge. Connect the machine directly.
But it's okay. I think it's very important. And I mean, I speak about for the final customer, just to be, informed and to receive information from, in this case, from you, from the manufacturer, so just he can reorganize and reschedule his working day in order just to save time, save money. For example, if the machine is rented, or if he have, a specific work to carry out. So that's very important. So the customer going first. But Alex, so now Andrea showed the Volvo Penta Action Service. So we can introduce how we are organized in the UK in terms of service, and how we can cuddle our customer in the island.
I'm not sure about cuddling, but
yeah, we are.
We obviously have a relationship with both our engine suppliers, with Deutz and with Volvo. Although we have just received the first Volvo machines 1 month ago, we actually had training from Volvo at the end of last year, so that we were very well prepared for those machines coming on the market. In terms of our network, we work through a number of dealers for some key areas, and then we also work with service providers as well, where they will cover areas where we don't yet have dealers. We would like to expand our dealer network next year. That's probably the hardest job, is to find the right people that understand the Magni way of thinking and want to promote the brand in a positive way. So we work both with the dealers and with the service guys at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's a very, very strict connection between the dealer network and the customer network and the service. So it's a very intertwined connection. So, but Alex, in your region, so in your area, and we are talking about Ireland as well as UK, what are the most frequent activity and related to the service? So, and so what are the main questions that you receive, you and Greg, because you are working with Greg Hampshire? So if you can just talk about.
Well, I suppose really electronics would be one of the most talked about thing, because the Magni is a full canvas system, 24-volt electrics. So as you know, we've introduced the track unit, the My Magni system on the machines, which makes things much easier for us. So it makes things much easier for us, because we can actually track the machines now, see any problems with the machines as they occur. Every fault has its own code.
You simply plug with a laptop with a cable, and you can download all the activity of the machine with the Magni. I think.
Yeah, I mean, we can see most of the activity now on a mobile phone. We only really need the laptop if we need to work on the machine, or maybe upgrade the programs or something. But we can actually view the machines now remotely. It's not a problem at all, and that gives us real-time information on the machines. And compared to other systems on the market, we go very, very deep into the system itself, because we're getting CAN signals from the engine, the gearbox, everything. So really, we have full visibility of how the machines are working.
So that's a very great power tool that we given to the customer, because the Magni is installed in every machine. So that's, and it's free for the first 3 years. So I think it's a gift. It's a very good gift.
So and also the customer can integrate it into his own system. So we have a lot of customers that already use Track Unit, and they can integrate the My Magni into that so that it becomes part of their fleet.
It's a very powerful system for people who have a fleet, so for the fleet management. But as well, if you have few machines, I think it's a very powerful solution, because you can just keep control and you just keep under your eye the functionality of your machine. So you can just check the level of the engine, the level of consumption. You can geofencing your machine. For example, if you rent your machine, you just control and have an eye on your machine.
Yeah, and also before we go to the repair, generally we will know what the problem is, so we can take the right parts and not need more than one visit.
And save time. So again, save time, and so give a quick answer to the customer. So yeah.
Exactly.
So nice. So another point score for Magni. Good boy. Good boy. But now, Alex, I'm very interested about the landscape and the scenario, talking about the sales for the UK. So you are an island, you live in an island. So can you talk about the telehandler scenario that you have in the UK and your opinion for the upcoming 2021? And how the Stage 5 introduction has affected positively or negatively, according to your opinion, the market?
Yeah, so as I said in the introduction, I've been in the market for 20 odd years, and in that time things have changed. We used to deal with 21 and 25 meter machines, and that was kind of the limit. We pushed then on to 30 meters, and then with Magni we go bigger and bigger. Quite often the market would say we're not ready for 35 meters, and we would prove that they were. And in fact, we've had a great success with 30 meter plus machines. But bizarrely enough, this year there's been a return to 25 meter sales as well. So it's a very difficult market to judge. Certainly we're still getting a lot of inquiries for the bigger machines, because the Magni machines are made out of a much higher quality steel. We can make them more compact. So in fact, our 35 meter machine is maybe the size of a competitor's 30. So it allows us to put much bigger machines on the site. Exactly. So, the market in terms of next year, we have a small thing called Brexit to deal with at the end of the year, obviously, which is going to have an effect on things. We have some virus hanging around at the moment as well, which is going to affect.
I think it's the same year, that are small and very little viruses. Sneaking, in the corner of Italy too.
The market is very positive right now. We've had a very busy couple of months at the end of things. And in terms of the Stage 5, it's important for us as a company to be ahead. And we are the only company now to offer Stage 5 on all our roto machines. So from the 18 meter to the 51. In terms of how customers are taking that, well, it's very new to introduce it, but because we're the first, we often have the biggest battle, because when you're trying to introduce something. But of course, there are a lot of big projects in the UK and Ireland, and certainly more in the UK, where emissions are a very big topic of conversation.
A very big issue,
Exactly. And for us to be Stage 5 for things like HS2, for Hinkley Point, for a customer's point of view, it scores very highly for them when they're looking at contracts, because it allows them to have their emissions very low, which gives them an advantage maybe against other people. From what we've seen of the engines so far, they're very quiet, and obviously they're very clean. And for Magni, we like to be doing our bit for the environment as well as for our customers. So it's a win-win as far as we can see.
Okay. But you think that in the island, the concept of the 3-in-1 machine is already, something that they have inside. And I mean that the 3-in-1 concept of the telehandler, so that we can operate like a crane, like a forklift, and as a platform, a manned platform. So I think it's very, very, very important to stress this concept, because it's a very versatile machine. And in terms also of space, in a job site, you can have in one machine, three machines. and not only space, but only save money, because you need to rent only one machine and you can operate as a 3 machines. So it's very important that a customer understand this big advantage of the telehandler itself. So, and in money, of course, we just put more effort, maybe have a more technological machine compared to the competition. And we try to reach the highest standard possible in terms of comfortable, ergonomic, and safety. And because we want that the worker, when he sit down and he switch on the engine, the key of the engine, say, okay, I need to work because I need to work, but he have to work in a very comfortable and, not relaxed, but easy way. So we are trying to be on the side of the worker every day. So in our technical department,
I think one of the key advantages, Maria, we have, I mean, obviously we have a beautiful machine, but the key advantage is that we own all our own software, and that allows us to make changes very quickly for customers. So if a customer has a particular application, we can design an attachment, and then we can design the load chart to go on their machine. And we do that very fast.
Yeah, you're right. We can reveal the secret. At the end, we are tailored. So we can just customize the solution on the skin of our customer, especially with the software, because it's very easy, as you told. If you want a special application, and also with the engine 5, with the machine mounting engine 5, stage 5, sorry, we can implement more customization. There was the parking brake now, which is standard on all the machine with the Volvo and Deutz stage 5 engine. So that a customization play that can be implemented, in a very easy way. So
we love the new stage 5 engines, but also we can operate the machines on electric if need be, because we can fit the electric power pack on any machine as well, any roto machine.
The twin power, the twin power. So it's another solution. But I think that in the next year we will develop more and more the green side of Magni, for sure. Because all the world is going that direction. So of course we need to come out with solution, more green solution, and that's definitely will be our next step.
Yeah.
Now, Alex, you are undergoing few courses just to be updated, you and Greg. And I mean, for the engine or for a specific part of the machine. So there are training course in the next month of day. So just to be update with the latest of the market and
yeah, I mean, the best thing to learn is to be with machines, and we always have a good stock of machines. We have machines in stock all the time that if a customer has a problem, we can actually go onto a machine and work through that problem with them live, quite often using something like WhatsApp video, or actually go through and fix the problem with them. In terms of training, we always keep ourselves up to date, but obviously it's harder now with the restricted travel. So we're having to use systems like we're doing now with Zoom training or Microsoft Teams.
Webinar like us.
Exactly. But the beauty of the Magni product as well is that really, if you're trained on one machine, you're trained on them all, because we use the same components across the range. So it's not like we have to do a certain training for a certain product. Really, they're very easy machines to work on in that respect, because we share so many components.
Yeah, and that's a very strong point. But Andrea, the same. So in this very weird and tough period, as Alex said, with no travel allowed and no social contact allowed, how you have organized in Volvo Penta the training course, as you are the training coordinator? So in which way are you trying to find a solution just to skip this social distance law that we need to follow?
Yes, it's a really difficult period now. We are organizing training online, of course, like this, and we already organized some WebEx, some online training during the summer, and we try to organize video training in order to see the components, the engine, how to do different operation for our technician.
Okay.
And we have also some e-learning. We have some training online that our dealer, our technician can do in our training website. So we are trying to move in this direction for now, for this year. Of course, we hope that we can restart in the future with the training with the people, because in Volvo Penta we think that the practical stage for technician it's mandatory. It's really important, because technician must be able and must be comfortable with dismount and put the hands on the engine, on the components, on the after treatment components, etc.
So at the end of the day, you, Andrea, think that okay, we can just try and go and become more digital in this period, but at the end you need to touch, and you need to shake a hand, and you need to have a face-to-face interaction. So that's your feeling.
Yes, yes. If we have, it's depending on the type of the training that we have to deliver, because if we have to deliver a training regarding the some topic, commercial topic or something else, it's okay. Also the WebEx, it's okay. Also the training online. But with the technician, we have now we have strong products. We have engine, we have components, and we have a lot of practical work that our technicians are used to do, and they must be trained in order to be fast, also to be fast to operate. And if my technician must be fast, it will be training. It must be trained in order to be comfortable with the engine, confident with the competence, confident with the components.
Okay. So finger crossed. And for you, Alex, is the same. So you are a salesman. You need to shake hand and to see your customer directly in the eyes. So
very difficult.
Yeah, it's very difficult.
Really
I know, because now with the mask, you cannot see immediately the feeling of your customer, because it's covered with the mask. So maybe it's very tricky. But joking, I'm joking. But anyway, it's a very tough moment for everyone. So we are trying to overcome this difficulty with all the digital. So here we are. So I would like to embrace everyone and just together everyone, but it's not possible. But maybe in a few months we will gather again on a fair, on a show, or on a plane. But okay, so if you have something more to add for our public, to our attendee, if you want, I don't know, Andrea, if you have something more to add about your engine, so if you want just to give more detail, or if you want to add something, feel free to do it.
No, I have not something to add, but if you have questions, if there is something,
now it's time. Yeah, so now it's time if you have questions. So I speak to all of you who are connected now. So please write down in the chat, so that the specific box, so you can just write down your question, and we will try to reply, me, Alex, or Andrea, at our best. So go ahead, write your question. Okay. We have a question, Andrea, coming from the South Africa. Do you have support in South Africa?
Yes, we have support. Volvo Penta work with market unit. For example, in Italy and the UK, there is a market unit. In the countries where we have not a market unit, we have an importer. So we have a private agent that is an importer that is, however, connected with the region and with Sweden. So we have support also in South Africa, yes.
Okay, so Greg, hope to have replied correctly for you. There's another one. This, Alex, is more for you. You have mentioned the twin energy solution together with the stage 5. This gives to Magni a real green hybrid solution. What do you think about that, Alex?
Yeah, it's true. I mean, we've had the twin energy on the Euro 4 as well. It allows us, once we get the machine into place, it allows us to plug into the electrical circuit and basically operate the machine purely on electrics, which from an emissions point of view gives us 0 emissions, but also from a noise point of view where we're working and there's restrictions on how late you can work because of the noise of a machine. And it also allows us to use the machines inside without any emissions issues for the workers there. So yeah, it's something we've had for a while, but it's something that is growing in popularity now.
Yeah, we can push more. So we can try to push more the package of the twin energy solution. So,
yeah, I mean, a customer can buy a machine that is predispositioned for very little money, and then move the twin energy system between the machines.
Yeah. So if you want to go deep, maybe in all of these options, you can just download from our website. In the download section, we have the option catalog. So also the twin energy is listed in the collection.
Yeah.
So there's another question. So a very success guy. It is possible to order directly from the factory the older stage 3A and 4 engine, stage 4 engines. Yeah, I can reply myself. Yeah. So Magni is still manufacturer and mount also the previous engine. So we have the stage 5 mainly for Europe and for the country where it's mandatory, but we still have all the other engine. So in our stage, we will have all the possible engine according to the country. So yes. So Magni plan to produce the RTH 651 with the engine tier 3A. Wow, good question. We need to check for whoever we have written this question. We can just try to reply and have more precise answer talking with our technical department. But yes, we can definitely. My answer is yes, because as I told before, we have tailored, so we can just try to find out a solution. But we will reply you with the help of our technical colleagues. Okay, there's another one. What about the different lifting power modes on the RTH 651, Alex?
You mean the 2 different load charts, M1, M2?
Yeah, the M1, M2, the one that we have on the 646. Yeah.
So basically, one is set up to give us maximum capacity, and the other one is set up to give us maximum height. So
it's like it's the same on the crane. It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
it's
the same sort of technology. Yeah.
Yeah. But again, for whoever wrote this question, we can, if you want, we can just give you more details writing an email. So I don't know, maybe you have inserted your email yet, so we can just have the possibility to reply in a more extended and more precise way. So, but anyway, mainly is what Alex told you. Is operate like a cranes with the 2 different load chart, the M1, M2. Andrea, there's a question for you. Does the stage 5 engines need any specific spare parts or maintenance to be always at its best? Andrea?
Can you repeat the question, please, because I have a problem.
Does the stage 5 engines need any specific spare part or maintenance to be always at its best?
But it's not a question of the type of the engine. All our engine have a service protocol. The service protocol is the service schedule with all the components that should be inspected or replaced for each year or for each number of engine hours. And yes, also the stage 5 have a specific service protocol with all the checks that must be done every year or every 2 years, for example.
Okay, okay. So I think, yeah, no more question. But I'm very happy. There was a lot of questions for you guys. So I say thank you, both of you.
Maria, I think we should say that it's a good time to buy a Magni at the moment because in Europe we have the finance running.
Good point, Alex. You study a lot for this webinar. I'm very proud of you. Oh, yeah, definitely. We can talk about the Magni Finance. So that this special financial solution that we have until the end of November. But Alex, go ahead.
Well, we have a partnership with DLL in Europe. So in some countries we can offer a very good finance package. And we have 0% in fact, but we have the ability to come off scheme as well and do various different packages, whatever suits the customer really, by way of using a subsidy. So yeah, it's an opportunity to perhaps get into a Magni machine for a little bit less money than before, providing you order for the end of November for delivery the end of January.
Yeah. That definitely a good chance. If you want just to give a try to our Magni Beauty, you can just, yeah, for sure, take this opportunity. So if you are not yet subscribed to our new newsletter, anyway, please subscribe. So we will give you more information also about the Magni Finance. It's a monthly newsletter, and of course we can just keep you informed about the latest in the Magni group. So now it's high time to say hello to everyone and thank you everyone who attend this webinar. So myself, I do have very happy time because it's a very good moment for me just to, it's like a virtual hug to everyone. So thank you again. Enjoy your day. If you're not buy a Magni, Alex, buy a Magni to everyone. So give us a try to our beauty. And Andrea, thank you again for your competence and all the detailed description about our beating heart, our Volvo beating heart. So we are very proud of our partnership. So thank you again. And
thank you.
See you next. So
have a nice day. Bye-bye.
You too.
Bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Ciao. Bye.